Baby girl, if you're pretty and kind and smart, you're already a celebrity to them, whether you like it or not, whether you actually are or not. And that's why they hate you. You're a celebrity, babe. Embrace it. Hi, my name is Alana, and in this video, I will be teaching you how to stop apologizing for your celebrity energy, the real reason why your haters hate you, and helping you find a community of people that can relate to having the it factor, but being treated like an it. Because fortunately, unfortunately for you, mediocre people can't stand material girl energy. And babe, that's you! Because material girls are girls who actually turn their affirmations and manifestations into physical reality. We make it material. And it not only makes you stand out from the crowd, it makes you the talk of the town. As always, I will be adding an Affirm and Materialize section at the end of this video to help you fully embody and embrace your star power. So you can unapologetically turn everything you learned in this video into practical, actionable steps that you can use to make you feel safe and at peace being the star you are. So, if you're ready to stop being bogged down by other insecure people's projections, stand in your power and start shining your light so bright that you blind those motherfuckers and make them go on. Grab a pen and let's dive in. Pretty, smart, and kind is a different kind of triple threat, and it makes you dangerous. Let me try to explain this. There are plenty of people in this world who are pretty and smart, but they are not kind. There are a lot of people who are pretty and kind, but they are not smart. There are a lot of people who are kind and smart, but they are not stereotypically beautiful. When you are all three of these things, you instantaneously become the ultimate threat. Girl, a threat to who? People's egos and their biology. So let me hit you with some facts real quick, okay? Hating someone because you feel or perceive them as being prettier, kinder, or smarter than you is actually a primal response. This is literally backed by science, and if you guys are interested, please go look it up and then hit it up in the comments and let me know what you find, because I just think this is so freaking interesting. It like my mind every single time. This also literally explained a significant portion of my life. So what I'm hoping is that this science will help you guys too. In 2021, there was a study that showed that exposure to superior intelligence actually triggers our threat detection system, right? So like your amygdala will literally light up and get triggered. And the same response that we have to a physical threat. Like, you just walking in the room and throwing hands, girl. So it naturally upsets someone if they're prone to it or they haven't rehabituated their response. It's not just a saying. You know how people say like all the time, what do they say? They're like intelligence hurts the ego. Like, no, bro, like it literally hurts. It legitimately triggers a pain response, which in turn makes us feel more sensitive, meaning that if you're smart and you have the tendency to make other people feel less intelligent than you, it will literally trigger a fight, flight, or freeze response in them. They'll either unconsciously avoid you, fly, or they'll cheapen you to feel better about themselves and keep you stuck in wherever in their mind makes it feel better for them, i.e. frozen. Or they'll make it their first priority to prove you wrong, even if you're right. They will fight. Now, this study was only applied to intelligence as far as I know, but if we think about this on a primal level as it pertains to your kindness or your beauty, it goes even deeper. In males, this triggers jealousy in the sense that they're going to have to be good enough to be able to get you or remain in your presence. So like, think about this in caveman time, they'll have to be bigger, badder, faster, stronger, or in Renaissance times, wealthier, you know what I mean? Like, to each era its own, I don't know. They have to be stronger than all of their other opponents that are going to also attempt to attain you, like your potential suitors. And they're also going to be stressed out about the pending threat of you being able to outwit them in any given situation. And there's always the whole, like, you know, using your feminine guiles against them. I'm going to be stressed about that all the time. And with females, unless they've rehabituated, you will become an instantaneous threat just by like breathing space. You become a threat to their ego because now they're going to have to compete against you to be able to get the best potential partner. And also they have to combat the feeling of feeling lesser if they are chosen as a second option because that person fought and couldn't succeed at winning to get you in the first place. There's a little bit of a subconscious feeling, regardless of the actual circumstances, of you having like advantages in life because you are pretty and kind and smart. And also, as always, the pending threat of you potentially outwitting her. Now, this ego threat does not apply to everyone. Let me be very clear. This applies to highly insecure people. And when people who don't know how to self-regulate are around people with celebrity energy, all hell breaks loose. Because the average person would rather project their insecurities than to do the work to genuinely become better within their own life. Because that would require self-reflection and being uncomfortable. And we know how much humans don't like being uncomfortable. They like to be happy and they like to be comfortable, the average people. And because their primary focus becomes maintaining the average, you deciding to go and be an outlier over here, thriving, living your best life, will piss them off, because that means that now their average is required to come up in order to maintain or just be average in their own mind's eye. And they are just trying to stay exactly the same for either comfort or control. So those people who feel inferior to you because of your energy and your light will do everything in their power to snuff out your light and bring you down so that they can feel better about themselves, instead of spending the time to, rise to the occasion. Because but here we are. They're trying to make you feel inferior to them so that they don't have to spend the time to, one, look in the mirror and recognize their own perception of their own value and their worth, and also so that they don't have to feel as stressed out because you're up here being an absolute goddess, queen, legend, slaying the universe, etc. Because they don't want to feel stressed out about who they are and their own perception of their light and their value. You are only as valuable as you think you are and what you allow. And what you're allowing is yourself to observe your intrinsic value and feel gratitude for it and accept it for what it is. But they want you to feel subservient to them so they can feel better about themselves. It's fucking textbook. Like, it's giving 2 + 2 = 22. What the fuck is that? Why do you think when people are all dressed up, there's always someone who's running their mouth and is like, it's not really that cute. Or, oh, well, her photos aren't that great. They're like, okay. Or one of my favorites, if you think you're smart or you speak intelligently, they're like, oh, well, you think you know every damn thing. Or even when someone's confident in themselves, they'll be like, oh, well, you think you're just better than everybody else. Bro, what?
Let me tell you something.
If someone tells you, oh, you think you're better than everybody else, that is a person who thinks you are better than them and they are jealous of you. That's also how you know that your you-ness, like literally just you walking through fucking space, like your light is burning their demons from the inside. Because you just being there in physical reality is triggering their insecurities. People who are secure are not spending their time worried about or giving a flying fuck about anybody thinking that they're better than them. I'm telling you right now, on God and everything, I do not give two flying. Who thinks they're better than me? Go ahead. All I care about is being better than me. And being better than me from yesterday, and being better than me from today. That's all. But an insecure person will sit up all night, twiddling their thumbs, seething, pissed, sipping their tea, watching their episode, contemplating about the fact that you think you're better than them. Pissed that you have the audacity to think that you're better than them. Like, bro, who fucking cares? Like, who cares? These people are also always in competition with you. Like, even if you're completely unaware of the fact that they're in competition with you, they are competing with you in real time. They're literally tracking what you're doing to have something to compare themselves to. And if you're resonating with this message, I'm telling you right now, there are gonna be times when people are competing with you or have been competing with you in your past and you had literally no idea. And then you were like, girl, what? I'm not competing with you. Like, you do what you do. I'm over here focused on myself. Like, baby girl, this fight over here between me and you is hard enough as it is. Tussling over here with myself? You over there tussling with you? I think we can both agree that that is already more than enough. Like, when you deeply and truly know you are enough, you don't have to put yourself on a pedestal above somebody else. Like, girl, I didn't put me on a pedestal. You put me on a pedestal. Also, why are you looking up here? You put me on this pedestal. You did that to yourself. Like, I don't care. But you are more than welcome to think that if it gets you through the night. To each his own. When you have celebrity energy the way that I know you do, the only people you are worried about being better than you is God and you tomorrow. Also, by the way, you competing with yourself and only yourself will in fact piss them off more, because they're worried about you and thinking about you and competing with you, but you aren't even remotely thinking about them or competing with them, and that will make them even more upset. I hope I'm explaining this well. They're focused on you, but you're not focused on them. You're focused on you too. So all the energy, all the focus, all the attention, all of what's giving is just you. Nothing. That could make a bitch upset. And they'll be even more mad because you're considering them almost a non-factor. And because they're insecure, they feel a desperate need to be factored in. You see what I'm saying? But let's be honest, y'all know, around here, I'ma say it. I be saying stuff. I'ma say it. Sometimes you can't compete where you don't compare. Apples and oranges. Celebrity aura, energy, vibes, slaying, focused on yourself, and person who will actively be mediocre for the rest of their lifetime because of their own mental blockages and active choices that they've made in their reality and with their life. How do these compare? Knowing that you are consciously in control of your reality will trigger people who feel like they have no control, and the people who have accepted the belief that the reality they're in is the one that they are stuck in and will never be able to leave. There are people right now in your life that you know will be staying in that same place that they're in forever until their end, which is just sad. I'll talk about that in a second. Hold on. Those same people who try to make you feel bad for doing your self-improvement practices like meditation or practicing your craft or posting on social media or declining and missing the family event and not spending your time and energy pleasing the family but staying disciplined and focused are the same people who couldn't hack it. They're the same people who could never cultivate the discipline that was necessary long enough to be consistent and persistent enough to succeed for themselves. These people will cling to giving a fuck about everybody else to avoid giving a fuck about themselves. And when your energy is that of someone who gives a fuck about themselves, my God, they will be triggered beyond compare because they don't have the courage, audacity, or capacity to do so as well. It takes a lot more to put yourself first because of people exactly like them who will try to pull and tear you down. And it's not your job to hold emotional space for other people's insecurities who are disrespectful to you. Now, I'm not saying don't be sympathetic, but being sympathetic does not mean that you are required to take on their symptoms. This is a situation in which it is important to feel sympathy and not empathy. People with low self-esteem will try to infect you with it also. Hold on. I was right. There is literally a law of power about this. 10. Where is it? 10. Infection. It's literally called infection. I just said infection. Infection. Avoid the unhappy and unlucky. Unhappy. They are unhappy. They are deeply insecure and deeply unhappy. I like happy people. These are exactly the type of people he was talking about. I'm sorry to say it, but it's the truth. Actually, I'm not sorry. People really aren't paying attention to you as much as you think they're paying attention to you. But when you're all three and you radiate celebrity energy and you walk around this world being unapologetically yourself, people pay attention to you more. Shocker. They pay attention to you more than the average person. Boing. They notice your energy, they notice how you act, they notice how you treat people, how people treat you in response to the energy that you walk into the room with. They see how you do things better. Like, you had to do something better for them to come to the conclusion that you think you're better than everybody else. Like, baby, please hear me. Literally, who you are and some of the things you do are probably on the Pinterest boards and dream boards of the people in your small town if they would spend the time to make one. If they just let themselves dream a little bigger, you would be the inspo. You are the celebrity. Especially if you actually left home. You're instantly a celebrity because you left home. Because even if you come back, it will always be the talk of that small town about, oh, well, you know, she went off to XYZ. Because you were willing to break the mold and leave the small-minded place you came from. Please stop letting people who don't even believe they are your equal try to humble you. That's not humbling you. That's their demons trying to diminish you. Please know the difference. There is space for you to be humble and for you to be graceful and for you to be kind. But I'm telling you right now, when you are kind and pretty and smart, you are smart enough to be humble enough. Stop pretending you don't know who the fuck you are so other people can be comfortable. There is nothing wrong with knowing your worth, knowing you are pretty, knowing you are kind, knowing you are smart, and being upfront and honest about that with yourself and others is not a bad thing. Honestly, that reminds me of like one of my favorite scenes from Mean Girls, because that was the moment I learned that I didn't have to be insecure in the mirror. Like, it literally taught me that once I processed it. I will always reference Mean Girls. Like, your girl literally has a pink mic now. Like, this is who you're talking to, okay? There's this scene in Mean Girls where all the mean girls are like standing in front of the mirror and they're like, oh, this is wrong with me, that's wrong with me, that's wrong with me. And they're like, Katie, Lindsay, what's wrong with you? And she's like, tries to find something. That was a group of people who were insecure, requiring her to be insecure in order to be in her environment. If she had turned them and been like, I love me, I think I'm fabulous, magical, amazing. If she hit that Samantha from Sex and the City energy, they'd have been like, how dare her? She just thinks she's all that. That's it right there. That's it right there. Did you hear what I said? That's it right there. And if you have trouble giving yourself permission, consider this the moment in which I gave you permission. You can be like, damn, Alana gave me permission to be that bitch. And you know what? I fucking did. You have my permission. You are now allowed to live your life however you see fit, unapologetically. You are allowed to be as pretty as you want. You are allowed to be as smart as you want. You are allowed to be as kind as you want. That's why they're all mad at you anyways. Might as well be. Your power lies in the willingness to be unbothered by that. Remain unbothered by whatever the result is of you being unapologetically yourself. Because the people who are bothered by you are really just bothered that they can't be you. And they're likely going to live and die where they chose to stay stuck. Please keep thriving in your celebrity energy, because celebrity energy is not given or found. It's literally cultivated by those who knew and understood they were meant for a different path. And now that you know why, it's all just evidence of the fact that you really are that girl. And you know what? If you are that girl, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, because we that girl over here. Yup. Join the squad.
Sit down. Seriously, sit down.
You know you want to sit with us. We're not mean. We're kind. So sit over here. Yes. Now let's go ahead and affirm and materialize, because you deserve to know and make it so. Because that's what a material girl is all about. Subscribe. So first things first, you're gonna make a digital folder in your phone. You can also make this a physical box, which I think would be really cute. I did not, but I do think that would be an absolute slay. And you're gonna fill it with all of the evidence you need to remind yourself of who you are. So I want you to fill this with screenshots of your achievements. I want you to fill it with kind messages and successful projects, and moments where your intelligence truly shined, or you looked really, really beautiful that day, so you can remember just how gorgeous you are. And anytime that imposter syndrome kicks in, I need you to go and review the box. I need you to go look through your digital folder and be like, oh yeah, I really am that girl. And anytime that somebody tries to devalue what it is that you do or make you feel small, I need you to be like, oh, that's a person who's trying to suppress me and push me down. Let me go remember that I'm that girl. Yes. Number 2 is that you can go through a radiance routine. And it's really like a journaling prompt type of session in a way. You'll write down, I am allowed to be extraordinary. Extraordinary, as in more than ordinary. Yes. And then I want you to follow that with as many ways as you need to explain why you're extraordinary. So I'm extraordinary because I am good at cooking tikka masala. I am extraordinary because I know how to dance. I'm extraordinary because I got my degree in XYZ. You're going to write a list of all those, as many of them as you can think about, or as many as you feel comfortable. You could just do 3, or you could do like 100 million that day, depending on how much you need. And follow that up with 3 ways that you intend to be authentically yourself today. So I am going to dress as my authentic self today. Actually, you know what? If you made it this far in the video, we're going to make my comment section today number 3 in the Affirm Materialize. Don't tell the people who don't know, okay? If they did not watch this point in the video, they just don't get to know, okay? I'm gonna make a success comment chain in the bottom of here, and it's going to be a safe place for you to share your successes, and we'll all just like root each other on in this comment section. So no matter what your win was, that's like literally the safe place to be able to write whatever you succeeded at, and we'll all go through and support one another, and we're not gonna diminish each other. I'm gonna hype you up, babe. I'm gonna hype you up. I'm gonna hit that comment. I got you. I'm gonna answer every single one of those comments. I got you. Got you. Number 4, you're gonna turn your light on. So this is more of like a protection ritual almost. Before you enter spaces where you know there are people who are committed to misunderstanding you, or you know there are people who are going to attempt to dim your light in order to feel better about themselves, I want you to stand in your power for just a minute and turn on your light, radiate your light. Give yourself permission to have your light on no matter what it is that they do. Like literally decide before you walk into that room, no matter the circumstance, no matter their action, you are not going to turn off your light until you're at home by yourself and you need to recharge. And trust me, if you stand there and you do this for like a minute, 30 seconds or so, you will literally trigger that within yourself, because your brain will also know that I'm not making myself small for anyone in this environment. I've decided to be big today. Y'all can deal. And when you feel other people's projections, just take a breath within you. You'll know what this breath is about. But in that breath, I want you to blow out, their insecurity is not my responsibility. You don't actually say it out loud, okay? But when you're in that space, once they start projecting on you and you feel that and you're like, oh, that's them projecting on me. Just because that will create the emotional distance and space you need in order to be able to navigate the situation and keep your light on. We dim for no one in 2025. And last but certainly not least, I'm gonna need you to do a celebrity power move. I'm gonna need you right now, here in this video, to choose one area of your life where you have been diminishing your light. And I want you to consciously decide right now that you are no longer diminishing your light in this area and that you are going to shine brighter. And then for the rest of this year or the rest of this month or even the rest of today, depending on how much time you truly think you could handle doing this, I want you to write down when you feel resistance. I want you to write down your triumphs in this area, but I want you to choose that you are no longer dimming your light in this particular thing. And I want you to celebrate each time you choose your authenticity over someone else's comfort. Because you shining your light unapologetically will light up the world. That's what celebrity power really is. If you found any value in this video today, please be sure to hit the like and subscribe button, drop a comment for your girl, and join the family. Be a part of that love and light gang. We all got celebrity it girl energy over here, and I would love to have you join me because I honestly would love to be surrounded by more girlies who get it. Okay, so please subscribe if you're one of these girlies, because I need you in my life, and I hope you need us because we want you. So join us. Thank you so much. And I'm gonna need you to hit that bell notification because I post sporadically. So like if you actually want the opportunity to be able to ever see my videos, you kind of have to hit the bell button. And I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. But like, it's just the truth about who I am as a person. If it's your first time meeting me, hi, I'm Alana. I post sporadically. Please hit the bell notification. Otherwise, you might not never see me again. All I can tell you is that next week I will be back with a banger because we're gonna get into some tea. I actually said a little bit about what next week's video is about in this video, so I think you're gonna like it. Until then, please keep shining your light and being the celebrity you are, and know that regardless of what they think and what they try to push onto you, you're a star. It's always been who you are.